Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to cover Unit 6 MCQs of CSE 306. So let's get started. So the first question is, what is the primary purpose of the transport layer? Option A, host to host delivery. Option B, process to process delivery. Option C, bit level transmission. Option D, network addressing. I hope you all have guessed the answer right. So the correct answer for this question is option B, which is process to process delivery. Moving on to our next question, which port range is defined as well known and controlled by IANA? So the options are option A 0 to 123, option B 124 to 49151, option C 49152 to 65535, option D 1024 to 65535. So the correct answer for this question is 0 to 123, option A. Moving on to the question number third, a connectionless unreliable transport layer protocol is known as. Options are option A TCP, option B STP, option C FTP, option D UDP. I hope you all have guessed the answer. So the correct answer is option D UDP. Moving on to the other question. Question fourth. Which of the following is the characteristic of UDP? Option A flow control, option B error control, option C connection oriented, option D no packet numbering. So the correct answer for this question is option D no packet numbering. Moving on to the question number fifth. In TCP, what does the acknowledgement number defined as? Option A, the total number of bytes received. Option B, the sequence number of the last byte received. Option C, the sequence number of the next expected byte. Option D, the number of segments received. So the correct answer for this question is the sequence number of next expected byte. Moving on to the next question. The TCP three-way handshake for connection establishment involves the exchange of option A, SYN, SYN in ACK. Option B, SYN, ACK and FYN. Option C, SYN, SYN, ACK and ACK. Option D, ACK, ACK and SYN, ACK. So the correct answer for this question is option number C. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 7. A TCP segment used to terminate a connection which consumes one sequence number is. Options are option A SYN segment, option B ACK segment, option C FIN segment, option D RST segment. So the correct answer for this question is FIN segment. Moving on to the next question. Which service is not provided by TCP? Option A, congestion control. Option B, flow control. Option C, multicasting. Option D, order delivery. So the correct answer is option C, which is multicasting. Moving on to the question number 9. The UDP checksum calculation includes a procedure header. What is the purpose of this? Option A, to encrypt the datagram. Option B, to ensure delivery to the correct process on the destination host. Option C, to add sequence number. Option D, to compress the data. I hope you all have guessed the answer right. So the correct answer for this question is option B. To ensure delivery to the correct process on the destination host. Moving on to question number 10. Which scenario is UDP not typically preferred? Option A SMMP Simple Network Management Protocol. Option B Real Time Audio Streaming. Option C Online File Transfer Requiring Granted Delivery. Option D Sending Routing Updates RIP. So the correct answer for this question is option C Online File Transfer Requiring Granted Delivery. Moving on to our other question. In the simplest email scenario where the sender and receiver are on the same system, what components are needed? Option A, two user agents and two MTAs. Option B, one user agent and one MTA. Option C, two user agents. Option D, two MTAs and one MMA. So the correct answer for this question is option C, where it is two user agents. Moving on to the question number 12. What is the role of the message transfer agent MTA in email? Option A, it is the interface between the user and the email system. Option B, it transfers mail messages from one system to other system. Option C, it retrieves email from the remote server. Option D, it formats the email for the users to read. So the correct answer for this question is option number B. It transfers mail messages from one system to another system. Moving on to the other question, which is question number 13. The hierarchical structure of the domain namespace is similar to option A, a flat list of names, option B, a linear chain of commands, option C, a postal address system, option D, a client server network model. I hope you all have guessed the answer right. So the correct answer is the postal address system. Moving on to question number 14. A fully qualified domain name is characterized by option A starting from a node and not to the root. Option B having a label that ends with a null string. Option C being used only within the system site. Option D requiring a resolver to add a suffix. I hope you all have guessed it. So the right answer is having a label that ends with the null string. Moving on to the question number 15. What is the purpose of zone transfer in DNS? Options are option A to map a name to an IP address, option B to map an IP address to name, option C to authenticate a client, option D is secondary server update its data from the primary server. So the correct answer for this question is secondary server update its data from primary server. Moving on to question number 16. The inverse domain in DNS is primarily used for option A sending emails, option B client authentication, option C hosting web pages, option D file transfer. So the correct answer for this question is option B, where it is client authentication. Moving on to the next question, question number 17. Which domain section in the internet's DNS is used for categories like .com, .edu, and .org? Options are option A country domain, option B inverse domain, option C generic domains, option D flat domains. I hope you all have guessed the answer right. So the correct answer for this question is option C generic domains. Moving on to the question number 18. Which of the following best describes a partially qualified domain name? Option A challenger.h.tpda.edu, option B www.google.com, option C challenger, option D 192.168.1.1. So the correct answer for this question is challenger. Moving on to the other question, question number 19. In the push versus pull model of email, the protocol used by the receiver to pull messages from a server is typically option A SMTP, option B FTP, option C POP3 and IMAP, option D HTTP, sorry. So the correct answer for this question is option number C. Moving on to the next question. What is the key problem with a flat namespace? Option A, it is too hierarchical. Option B, it requires decentralized control. Option C, it leads to ambiguity and duplication in large systems. Option D, it is the method used by the modern DNS. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Moving on to the next question, question number 21. Which two well-known ports does FTP primarily use? Option A port 21 and port 22, option B port 20 and port 21, option C port 23 and port 80, option D port 25 and port 110. So the correct answer for this question is option B port 20 and port 21. Moving on to the question number 22. What is the function of STP control connection port 21? Option A to actually transfer the files, option B to send and receive directory listings, option C to exchange commands response between the client and the server, option D to establish an encrypted tunnel. I hope you all have guessed the answer right. So the correct answer is option number C. So our 23rd question is, for the data connection in FTP, the server typically initiates the connection from its port 20 to the client's port. What must the client do first? Options are option A send a RETR command, option B issue a passive open on an imperiled port, option C close the control connection, option D send its IP address via an ACK segment. So the correct answer for this question is option B. I hope you all have guessed it. Moving on to the next question, question number 24. The client informs the server about its chosen empirical port for the data connections using which command? Option A STOR, option B PASS, option C PORT, option D LIST. So the correct answer is option number C, which is PORT. Moving on to the next question, which is 25th. Which transmission mode in FTP is default and treats data as continuous stream of bytes? Option A block mode, option B compressed mode, option C stream mode, option D record mode. So the correct answer is option C stream mode. Moving on to the next question, question number 26. What does FTP stands for? Option A file transmission program, option B file transmission protocol, option C final transfer process, option D formal text procedure. So the correct answer for this question is option B file transfer process. Oh sorry, option B file transfer protocol. Moving on to the next question, in the context of FTP connections, what does the server create to the server, the client on the data connection? Option A, a new control connection. Option B, a child server process. Option C, a secondary TCP handshake. Option D, a virtual circuit. So the correct answer for this question is option B, a child server process. Now moving on to our next question, question number 28. Which of the following is an FTP access command? Option A user to send user identification. Option B type to define data type. Option C stru to define data structure. Option D port to define the port. So the correct answer for this question is option A user. Moving on to the question number 29. The data connection in FTP is used for option A sending login credentials, option B transferring the actual file and directory listings, option C sending all command signals, option B terminating the section. I hope you all have guessed the answer right. So the correct answer for this question is option B, transferring the actual file and directory listings. Moving on to the next question, question number 30. Fill in the blanks for the FTP process. The client issues a dash open and on a impedable port. Options are option A active, B passive, C synchronous, D sequential. So the correct answer for this question is option B passive.